So here is a 2002 Dodge Ram 2500. It is a 3/4 ton truck, and it has a V8 Magnum engine inside of it. It's not a diesel Cummins, this is a gas engine. So it does have spark plugs and all that fun stuff. This engine purrs like a kitten, runs really well. There is a tiny bit of leaking around the valve covers and gaskets, but that's easily mendable. That's probably one of the easiest things to get to since it's right on top there. The body on this is actually really good. You can see it's got a little bit of surface rusting forming, but it's not all decayed, and the wheel wells on these they're actually still there, unlike a lot of these pickups you see. A lot of them you see they're all rusted away and all the rocker panels are gone and whatever else, but this is actually in decent shape. It has a nice utility topper on the back of it, and it's got storage on either side like this. The other side actually has a whole row of drawers so you can organize smaller bits and pieces, nuts and bolts and fittings and whatever else. There we go. There is a ding here. I ran into it with a four-wheeler. I was working on the brakes and I didn't tighten them up enough and kind of rolled a little bit into it, but it doesn't affect the lights or anything else like that. I didn't crack those up. Let's check out the other side here quickly. This box, like I mentioned, has a whole row of drawers in it, so put all your fittings, your whatever you need into it, really. The back here, there's a nice window in there, but it's got plenty of space for everything. I have a bunch of weed whackers and tires and stuff kind of put in there right now. There is a switch up there that actually turns on that light. There's no battery in the truck right now, so none of the electronics are actually working, otherwise I'd show you. And then on the back I have put two lights here and there. So if you were towing a trailer or working behind the truck for some reason, something of that nature, you would have lighting in the rear here to see what you're doing. Up on the front I have put LED fog lights there, so they're much brighter than halogen or the regular bulbs. They're incredibly bright, so even in heavy rain, heavy fog, deep in the woods, wherever you may be with this thing, no problem with visibility. And on top there is an industrial strobe light, basically, and this is not one of those cheap Walmart ones. This is bright as crap. This used to be a Quest utility van where the cable guy would come out and work on your stuff and install your TV or whatever he did. So this had to be approved for all those Department of Transportation regulations. One thing that you will notice is that this seat is torn up. That is basically the only damage on the inside. To open this door, I just pull the lever down and open it goes. Lots of space back here. This seat actually folds completely up if I wanted it to. So then you'd have just a big open area back here. I've got an umbrella and a jack and some other stuff down there. In the middle here, we have a nice open area to keep all your papers, maybe a mini computer, a tablet, smartphones, chargers, change, whatever. Up here, there's actually another light. And that's actually rather bright. There's more lighting up there as well. Glove box is amazingly huge. See how big that is. And of course we got a fold-up cup holder here. And I don't know what this thing is really for. It's kind of tiny to really use for anything. Suppose change your papers or something. There is a brake controller on here too. It is a Tekonsha Voyager. Never used it, don't know if that works. I would assume it does. The vehicle has about 260,000 miles on it. So it does, it would be considered high mileage, but it still purrs like a kitten. And works just fine. The front fog lights, the rear lights to the very back, and the light on top are all controlled by this panel here. These three illuminated switches on the bottom of the red ones. The top black one, which is a three-way switch, I have not done anything with yet. It's not hooked up to anything. So that is just there. There's a couple different antennas on there. I got a CB antenna already hooked up, so you could hook up the radio in there and do whatever you want. The only issue with this truck right now is there is no transmission. It will need one. And when I say no transmission, I don't mean it's acting up. I don't mean it's being a little funny and not shifting gears. I mean there is no transmission. Let's go under here and I will show you exactly what I mean. See, there's the rear of the engine. Nothing. It takes a 46 RE two-wheel drive, 01 or 02 Dodge Ram 2500 only. So that's what it needs. But besides that, it's a perfectly decent truck, and it's got a very, very nice topper on the back. So tires are about a quarter tread left. Still got plenty of meat on them. They're not all weathered and cracked and stuff, as you can see. They're still in good shape. And the heat and the air conditioning works, all the electronics work. There's really nothing else that does not work on this truck besides, like I said, the transmission. That's the only reason it's sitting right now. To get one locally, where I live, it's $500, $600, $700 from a scrapyard. Otherwise, I can go across the border to Iowa or Wisconsin, and they have them for $200, $300 to get it put in. Since it's already out, labor costs would come down since I already have removed the old one, and it's probably only going to be $400, $500, $600 max to get a new one put in. So it's not terribly expensive. For under $1,000, I could put another one in or get it put in. Obviously, I would want to get it put in because then I could get the coolers and stuff flushed with that. Because if you put in a good transmission just in place of a bad one, all the stuff that was in the bad one that's now in the coolers will transfer into the new one, and you'll ruin your new transmission pretty quickly. So anytime you're replacing a transmission, have the coolers flushed or just replace them completely. So there's that truck. Just a quick overview, and any questions, feel free to ask.